Hello YouTube, I'm here in Upper Sandusky, Ohio with another day to wait until this ice clears up so that I can get on the road again. Thanks again for clicking on my YouTube channel and hearing me out. Today what I want to talk about is the incredulous idea that common folk, common working folk can make a difference in our world. A lot of times I talk to people about that simple phrase that MMTers use, which is, you know that federal taxes don't pay for federal spending. A lot of people, when I say that, will sit there and pause, and a lot of them will say, well, of course I don't. Of course I know that, right? But yet, when they say that, they don't understand exactly what I mean. Uh, literally, literally, federal taxes do not pay for federal spending. I think what these people think is that I'm being figuratively, yeah, I'm being figurative, like, sort of like a metaphor or something. They think, yeah, when I pay my taxes, I know the federal government wastes it and whatnot. But that's not at all what I'm talking about. And when I do take some time and people take the time to stop and listen for a little while, I tell them, no, literally, they don't, federal taxes doesn't pay for anything. They pause and they think, well, where are you getting your information from? And of course, I tell everybody that this isn't from some conspiracy theorist or talk show host, but from UMKC professors. Now, I had a group of men that I talked to the other day, well, just actually this morning at a McDonald's, and the guy, one of the guys says, what are you telling me? Of course my federal taxes pays for things. And they couldn't believe it, they just couldn't believe it. And another gentleman said, well, you mentioned that they're from professors, right? The lab coats, doctors, so-called university. And I said, yeah. Well, right away he turned off right there. And I went on to say that even the heterodox professors at UMKC would tell you that the profession is full of crap, right? And we all know this. There is another aspect, another dynamic working here, and that is the fact that a lot of universities today get their funding from the federal government by, in their tenure, their ability to continue being tenured or their job or their grants, as long as they toe the party line, or as long as they toe, as long as they agree with the upper echelons of management in the universities as to what they want to teach. So what professors in universities are able to teach is very limited to what the ideology is. So if you don't, like UMKC themselves would say, that people getting into the economics profession at UMKC find it a very hard time to get a job because they're basically telling the truth about economics, and nobody wants to hire people telling the truth because it doesn't make money, right? Now, this isn't only true in economics, it's also true in the archaeology department, and basically every aspect of today's universities are riddled with what's called groupthink. This way of producing or introducing or presenting or teaching that toes the party line, that is strict, that is not, nothing new. Now, there's no progress in that. We all know that that's just, there's no progress. And this may be a reason why we've been losing a lot of economic power and a lot of influence around the world, because we don't believe in truly learning. We don't believe in truly understanding. We just believe in the almighty dollar and getting rich. And we understand how that ends up, don't we? We can't take it with us. Once we're gone, we can't take it with us. But yet I focus on money. Why? Well, it's not that I worship money, or that MMTers worship money, but rather we want to understand it well enough to be able to use it for the benefit of the most of the people. Right now, the neoliberals, the so-called new liberals, which believe that they have the right to profit out of anything in existence, they understand money really well, and they use MMT like no, he's not a doctor right now, but he's got a master's degree. Steve Grumbine, in his YouTube videos, Real Progressives, would say that the neoliberals understand money so well that they're using it for their benefit. So modern money theory is, as Steve would say, apolitical. You could either be Republican, Democratic, Libertarian, Independent, doesn't matter. Money is money, and the federal government's relationship to it is what it is. It's not something you start new if you're smart. It's actually the way it works right now. And what the conservatives have found is that, well, they're going to use that understanding, the proper understanding of money to their advantage. And how do they do that? Well, they increase the gap between the wealthy and the middle class, the working class people, and you have inequality and the societal problems that come with inequality. So to tell and to convince a conservative or a regular person that doesn't understand this about money, they fight. They're like, no, I don't think you're right. And that's okay. It's normal, and it's actually healthy. You can't take anybody's word for nothing, right? You got to do your own research. But research, don't just outright dismiss it and say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist or whatnot, with no basis to understand or to make that argument. If you do your research, if you study money, then you will find out what UMKC is doing is saying the truth, telling the truth about our money. It's simple as that. Again, don't take my word for it. Do your own study. Start with the basics of modern money with that YouTube video, and then start looking at the people that critique MMT. The naysayers. See what they have to say. I've been for a long time asking for those naysayers, those people that are debating and arguing against MMT and the realities of how a federal government issues and spends its money to debate. Too often what happened that we don't debate anymore, that we don't see public debate? Folks, that is the best way to get to the bottom of something. Dr. Cornelius Van Til in the 1930s said something about the truth. He said, truth isn't found in, truth is found in the spirit of truth. In other words, you find, not in the expert or the subject matter. There it is. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, you can't find truth in the expert of the subject matter. You don't have to be an expert. What you have to have is the spirit of truth. And in order to discern what is and what isn't, what is true and what isn't true, So when a person sits there and watches a debate, and these two people, the best of the best, are there going at it, giving their arguments for and against, then the people sitting, if they have the spirit of truth in them, will be able to discern what is true and what isn't true. You see? But you don't have that. You don't see that anymore. You hardly ever see debates. Not in YouTube, not anywhere, not on TV. Why? Why is that so? I'm asking for people who disagree with what MMT says about the reality of how federal finance works to step up and debate, right? And then we'll get to the bottom of it. Normal, common, everyday, non-expert people that have the spirit of truth in them will discern for themselves. And I think that if you watch a debate between an Austrian economics, like we saw with Warren Mosler, and an Austrian economics professor debate, you'll walk away with saying, yeah, I can tell who's telling the truth here. I can find out, The monetarists would lose this debate right offhand, and they claim that the free market enhances prosperity and trickles down, so on and so forth. Well, gosh, you can live under a rock and still see that that's not true. Again, this channel, and what these YouTube videos are about, is about bringing awareness to the truth about federal finance and modern money theory, and understand the power that we have in our currency, what's in our back pocket, and advocating for that. Because, as Dr. Stephanie Kelton said, a politician will not on his own tell you the truth. We have to make him do these things. He panders to the population's mindset, and right now the population's mindset is totally opposite of what is the truth about the power we have in our currency. So with that, I'm going to close this video, and hope that thank you for watching the video. And if you want to email me, it's truckersecon101@gmail.com. And I can give you a little bit more information about how I propose to use the trucking industry as a springboard to educate the American public on federal finance, on modern money theory. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you have a good day.